Hello and welcome. It is Monday morning.
Woo.
Again.
We're back again.
Again, the weekend goes by so fast. I don't know about for y'all, but it seems like my weekends fly by and the weekdays just seem to creep.
They do. They do.
I mean, they just creep along, but we're back here, thank God, on a Monday morning and ready to face another whole week.
We can do it.
We can do it.
We got it.
Ryan is motivated. I don't know. Ryan is riding off of his weekend energy.
Look, we're going to make it. Hey, look, we can start like this. We had some high schools that we need to honor. Their football teams did well. Union Parish brought home the victory at the state championship.
Oh, wow.
Oak Grove did as well.
Oh, wow.
And Ruston High did as well. So, yeah, a lot of great football action. I was actually down there enjoying the festivities and, of course, rooting on the Bearcats, Ruston High, because my son goes there, so we were there. But we had a lot of great teams from North Louisiana. Had a lot of great teams from North Louisiana bring home the trophy, and it was great.
All right.
Well, it's always
them Bearcats.
That's it. Listen to Lizzie.
Yes.
You know Liz is from Ruston.
My hometown.
Yeah.
I'm not from, but I've lived there for quite a number of
Yeah.
years. So, yeah, I understand.
Yes,
We got to support
yes.
for sure. It's been a long
Well,
time
and you
coming.
went to school in Ruston.
I did. I went to Tech, but I'm still for football, my hometown high school. That's who I root for. They're not very good, but you still have to root for them, you know.
I know that feeling. My college one isn't that great either. But hey, we are loyal.
Yes.
We are loyal.
No
All right.
doubt.
So is everybody ready for the holidays? I mean, I
Yes.
finally started Christmas shopping over the weekend.
Finally, you just now started?
I started.
Are we talking
about 4 things.
Hold on. Are we talking about shopping as in I went to a store or shopping
No.
as in I was on my
No,
phone?
I was flipping through Amazon, honey. I was
Right,
like,
online.
Amazon Queen.
I was
best way to
Amazon
shop.
queen.
Yes.
Best way to shop.
Amazon queen. Now, Alicia, y'all know Alicia, and some of you all in the audience may not know. I have my oldest daughter is Alicia. She's special needs, and she is very rigid when it comes to the things that she want to do. She is totally inflexible. And when she said she was ready to shop, I mean, she worked every nerve in my body until
Come on.
until I'd said, okay, let's sit down. Because I didn't want to go out, because the weather was kind of funky, through the weekend. And so she did, well, I say she's inflexible. She did agree to go ahead and let's look on Amazon to look at some stuff. Although the next day she said, when are we going out and going shopping?
Hey, Alicia's our biggest fan of the show. She's here every morning. She's here
is.
before all of us. So how about
Every
that?
time.
She is a
That's
big fan.
Alicia.
But yeah, so if it were not for her, I probably would still be saying I need to start my Christmas shopping.
Thank you, Alicia. You saved your mouth.
And she's also the motivation to why our lights outside finally got put up this
Hey,
weekend.
all right.
She said that, and I told y'all about the people next door. They hire
Yeah.
somebody to come and put their decorations out.
Professional.
Oh my God! And their yard looks so good this year. I mean, it is beautiful. And Alicia came outside, and she saw all the stuff in their yard, and the neighbors right across from them had put up the stuff in their yard too, and both of their yards look equally as nice. And Alicia came out. She said, they have stuff in their yard, and they have stuff in their yard, and we don't have anything in our yard.
Calling y'all
Okay,
out.
time to go to work.
Yes.
Time to go to work.
Yes.
Y'all,
So.
I saw an Amazon ad where there was like this big, beautiful house like you're describing, who had professional lights done, and the house next to him had a light that said ditto pointing to the other one.
That is so good. I wish I had thought of that.
Next
My
year,
gosh.
next year.
Next year, you're right. That is so good. No, Alicia wouldn't. She wouldn't let me.
No,
do
she
this.
wouldn't go
She
for
wouldn't
that,
let me
no.
get by with that. That would be So I started my Christmas shopping, and I hadn't given a whole lot of thought to what I want for Christmas. What's at the top of y'all's list?
Do we
There's nothing burning. Normally for me, I can give a person a list at any time of things that I want.
Any time of
but,
the year.
Yeah, any time of the year. But, you know, I don't know. This year I'm kind of drawing a blank.
So am I.
Wow.
Really?
So am I. I can't think of anything really other than going on vacation.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
at the top
Yes.
of my list.
That
I'm
is
always
good.
down for a trip.
I'm always down for
Except
a
if it's to
vacay
somewhere cold.
Somewhere. No, it has to be cold for me.
Oh, no.
It really has to be
I
cold.
know
Using
Liz
the
is
Christmas
always
spirit.
looking forward to the cold weather.
Cold weather.
Mhm.
Well, living in Louisiana, my Lord, baby.
I grew up in it.
Yeah, I did too. And it's hot every day.
No, I grew up in the snow, so I don't just I don't
that's
just
the
look
difference,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah. I run from it.
Miss Liz gonna tell you.
She
I
goes,
will
Liz is
tell
going.
Yes, indeed.
We
I
are
love
look,
cold weather.
We are not getting ready to get started on this
Okay,
podcast.
okay, well, all right then.
I already know.
I need you to act right.
I'll do my very best. But when it comes to that heat and cold,
Yes, we know you love the cold.
I love it.
So you want to travel. What about what's at the top of yours?
Some jewelry.
No, it's a specific piece of
Okay,
jewelry.
yeah, I see.
I want
yeah.
a ring.
Okay.
If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. If you like it,
Somebody better be listening to this
Well,
and get the message. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to name any names or
Right.
dropping hints.
It's real.
Well, we know you already did that. So what you got?
What you got left in your bag of tricks?
That was 20 something years ago. Yeah. What do I want? Shoot. Just for everybody to be happy and to get some sleep.
Yeah. Oh,
probably-
yes,
Amen.
sleep.
Yes,
That's what I
sleep
want,
is.
sleep.
Yeah, I forgot sleep.
There you
yes.
go.
No doubt.
Yeah. Well, we have a very packed week coming up to Christmas. We have events happening every day for our family, and it's probably about 20 something of us. And so we have events planned for every one of us from the 21st through Christmas Day. So
Good deal.
I gotta between now and then be able to get some rest because it's gonna be nonstop. And my mother comes in on Sunday, and she'll be with me for 3 weeks. 3
Good deal.
whole weeks.
All right.
She may watch this podcast, so I am looking so forward to my mom being here. It's gonna be a party, a real party. All right, Liz, quit being messy. All right, so Cameron, what do we have coming up in news for this week? We got a few things chopping the top of the news
Yes,
list.
we have for the first, we have a picture for the recipient of the Entergy Scholarship for the lineman program.
Yeah, thank you, Energy, for that. That was awesome.
Really cool. The name of the recipient was
I've forgotten his name too, but he was a West Monroe student.
Pippin. His last name was Pippin.
Yeah, graduate of West Monroe High, right?
Yes, West Monroe High School.
Yeah.
And it's a $5,000 scholarship.
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. Really
Way to go, Energy. Way to go.
Yes.
And they're actually investing in that, investing in their own company by awarding that student that scholarship because they need linemen
Yes, future employee. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And AT&T also dropped. Well, they'll be dropping a scholarship. Is it next Monday? They're doing the check presentation,
yes, on the
right?
18th, yes. And I will be there to get the photo op for that. So.
Yeah, so we'll follow up and give you more details about that one next week. Well, actually, yeah, we can do it next week. You're taking the actual picture next week, right?
Yes. So, but when we come back in the new year, we'll follow up on the podcast.
Yeah, you'll be able to show the photo. Well,
Yes.
yeah, show the photo. But I don't think they have a particular recipient in mind for that one yet.
Okay.
I think they're just presenting the monies for the scholarship.
Okay,
But nevertheless, we want to give a big shout out to Energy and to AT&T because business partnerships are important to us, and they're important to our students.
Yes.
The
Yes.
gentleman's name is Joseph Pippin.
Joseph Pippin.
Matt Napper saves the day again. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's awesome. We also will be getting a new digital sign on the West Monroe campus pretty soon.
Woo!
Yeah.
What is that because of?
Well, Lumina company actually presented monies to LCTCS for our colleges to be able to put something that, or to use dollars in a way that is long lasting. So it couldn't be used for something that was temporal. It had to be something that was going to add value to the college, that could be used to attract people to enroll in our college. So they wanted us to be able to use the monies for something like that. And West Monroe has a sign, but they're facing 20.
Right.
Interstate 20, and and they could use the upgrade in their appearance, with a nice big digital sign. It's going to look just like the one that we have at the Winsboro campus, and that one really looks good.
And it's eye-catching.
It is very eye-catching, and it's a digital sign.
It's great that they can
That
use
would
the
look
different
good on
graphics
I-20.
to inform new programs and everything to
Yeah.
local people. So
Yeah, and then some of the rest of that money will be used to replace that sword. We rebranded back. Well, you wouldn't know, Cameron, because it was before your time, but Liz and Ryan and some of our other employees will remember when we rebranded back in 2017, 2018, and we changed our colors and we changed our logo. Well, one of the bigger expenses was in changing out everything was changing the sign that faces Interstate 20 for the Monroe campus. And we have that big sign out there, and it's in the Delta, the T in Delta is the sword for our old logo. So part of this money will go towards replacing that sword in Delta to an actual letter T that will match the other letters, so that it will be more consistent. It won't be our exact logo, but at least because it bears our name out there. But the sword will be gone, and it'll just be a regular T.
that's still a
So-
W for branding. So
It is. It's a big win for branding, and that sign also faces 20, and it's huge. So it will be great to finally have that upgraded to reflect the fact that we've changed or transitioned from our legacy logo to our new logo. Well, it's not very new anymore, but our current logo. So thank you, Lumina. We appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Okay, Cameron, I think probably this whole next section of
What about this right here? I'm looking
oh,
at
the medical assistant. Yes, thank you. And look, I didn't have on my glasses. I didn't put them on till later. All right. Tara Orals, big shout out, very big
Yes.
shout out to you, Tara. Whoop, whoop. The last two classes
job.
of her medical assistant students got 100% pass rates on their state licensure test. So that is really big news. That's great. That is awesome.
excellence all the way around, especially in
Yes.
our medical fields. I mean, we keep hearing
Yeah.
these things constantly.
They're kicking butt.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
love to see it. So I guess we can move on to In Case You Missed It now.
Yes.
Yay. So
What happened to my theme music? No, I'm just kidding.
it wasn't on there. We'll have to take care of it after. So first of all, we had our holiday parties last week. I say parties because Winsboro had a separate one on the same day as Monroe, and we got pictures from both. So our holiday party in Monroe was a hoot and a half. We had different competitions: pajama competition, ugly sweater competition.
Gingerbread house competition.
And y'all know why she mentions that, right?
No.
Because her team won.
Oh, wow.
They took
We
home the
rocked.
championship.
All right.
Because you're not competitive, right?
No.
And we actually have their picture up there with their presents, them celebrating their victory very humbly.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Yes,
it's
we were very humble.
Yeah, and then Miss Connie Carr and Miss Latasha Bates were the winners of the dessert contest. And there was one more winner we couldn't track down, so we'll have to give them a shout out in a later episode. And then we also had a hot chocolate bar, pizza. Everybody wore pajamas and was comfy.
That hot chocolate bar was the bomb.
Tracy
Blackstock.
Yes. Shout
the
out to her.
bomb.
And Antonio also provided
And
the hot
Antonio.
chocolate. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, and the peppermint whipped cream is life.
So good.
I'm serious. It was
good, Darian.
It was so good. It was so good. I've got to find out where they bought that.
Yeah, you should ask Tracy. I think it may be from Target. I think they were talking about those coming from
I've
Target.
got to
Wow.
find that
Yeah.
out because it was
It
serving
was
up
really
life.
good. And Mr. Pierce, would you like to talk about the award that Gwen and Dean Boone gave out?
Right. So,
Oh,
as part of
yeah.
the Office of the Registrar and Enrollment Services in general, there's been a competition going on amongst all of the programs around the college. Who can sign up and retain the most students fall to spring? And so, whenever you have a competition going on, people are going to rise to the challenge. And in the picture, you see Rock Frost from the Diesel program. I think his retention was 96% or 96%
Wow.
of his
Yeah, it was
students from fall to
high.
spring signed back up to take more classes with him. So
Go
kudos to
Rock.
Rock.
Kudos. Yes.
Just so proud and I don't want to talk any noise like we're going to get him because honestly,
Okay.
I would
Talk
have.
noise. Talk noise.
Well, that's 96%.
Really? Yeah.
I don't know. He set the bar real
Yeah,
high.
he did.
I'm just
did.
going to say
I mean,
congratulations
yeah.
to him.
Yes. Yeah.
No doubt.
Congratulations.
Yes, if you're gonna talk smack, at least you
Yeah.
gotta
Have a
stand
chance,
a
right?
chance of winning. If
yeah.
you're not confident, you stand a chance.
Uh-uh.
Just kind of sit back and appreciate everybody else. You did right, Ryan. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I would dog you out if you didn't get it the next time after you talk smack.
Maybe we'll get him on the third try.
Yeah,
like-
there you go. Wait till those numbers start falling a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Right, keep it up.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then we
congratulations.
also had the holiday party in Winsboro. Looks like they had a really good time. Those pictures were by Miss
wow.
Deanne. So
Yay.
yes. And next, we had a lot of pinnings the past couple of weeks. So this is the medical assistant pinning. This was the program that had the 100% pass rate. And that's correct, right? The
Which one? The
medical assistant.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
they had their pinning ceremony at West Monroe, not this past week, but the week before. And so these are pictures from that occasion. Miss Sabrina Palmer was their commencement speaker, and she did
Oh,
a wonderful
nice.
job. She's a great writer because she
wow.
also did one, a couple months ago that she did a poem for. So she's a great writer, great speaker.
All
I
right,
enjoyed her
Sabrina.
talk. Yeah, shout out to her.
Yes.
Next pinning, we have the pharmacy tech pinning, and Miss Darian, you attended this one, so
I
you know
did.
more about it.
I did. That was really, really nice. It was 6 students, and they gave out 3 different awards for that one. It was such. I like the pinnings. They're such an intimate type of celebration. And the parents show up, and it's really neat when you see that it's maybe a second or third generation allied health professional birthed out of a family. I mean, that is
Yes,
just so cool. They had a speaker that was there from Oshner's, and he was hilarious. I mean, he really was. I mean, he spoke. The students sat off to the side, like the side here, and the audience is here. And he stood and he spoke to the students the entire time. I mean, he really went for connection.
Great.
And spoke to them. He also spoke very highly of the program because he told them when they go out into different healthcare facilities and people see their Louisiana Delta logo, on their uniform, or different facilities, not healthcare. But how much that would mean and how much weight that would carry, because the
Wow.
program was so well respected. So, shout out to them over there with that one too, because that was pretty awesome. That was Misty Moore's.
Yes.
That's Misty
Good.
Moore's program.
Yes, that's an
Yeah.
amazing compliment.
That
for sure.
was an extremely wonderful compliment to the program, and a testament of the work that Misty and her crew are putting in over there.
Yes, absolutely.
So kudos, Misty.
Yeah, go Misty.
Good job, Misty.
Next pinning we got is the RN pinning that was at North Monroe Baptist Church.
Yeah, and you went to that one.
I tackled this one, and it was a big event, and it was a really beautiful ceremony, y'all. They honored these graduates and had a really great commencement speaker as well. And they also had a great student speaker who did reflections over the year, and it was very moving. She had a moving talk, so I think her name was Misty. And they all were so happy we graduated, y'all. There's just nothing like seeing the smile on their face after they know they're done with, clinicals and done with
Girl,
classes
that's
and
such a
tests.
relief. You remember?
Yes, except theirs is a lot harder than mine was because it's nursing.
Yes,
so
I would not even.
I can't
would-
imagine.
I don't think I would get past the first semester of a nursing program.
I don't think
I really don't think I would. I mean, because it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really, really hard.
It takes emotional tolls that are deep, and they talk about that. Misty was talking about her theme of it was her reflections, and so she said that they would look in a mirror, they would look in the rear view mirror, and then they would look through a window to the future, and it was really
Oh, that's
powerful.
nice.
Wow.
Yes.
It's powerful.
So they look back at everything they've accomplished and then look forward. So
You
it
can
was
tell.
great.
You can always tell when it was a moving speech because you remembered the details.
Yes.
It wasn't just how
Yeah.
you felt
Yeah.
about it after the fact, but it's that you remember the
Exactly.
pieces, the most important points. That's saying something right
That
there.
is.
And speaking of which, I think the next one is the BTEC mini conference. And I remember a lot about your talk. Everyone's talk,
yeah.
really.
Yeah, they
yeah.
were all really good. I mean,
Yes.
gosh, y'all, if y'all missed that, when they do it again, I hope that they will do it again. I know that Joe is supposed to do some things in the spring, and I am definitely going to make sure I participate.
Me
and
too.
Ryan is going to be doing something in the spring too, which
Yes.
I plan to participate in that. But if you missed that mini conference, the BTEC mini conference, and they have it again next year, try your best to attend because it
Yes.
really was some valuable stuff. It
Very
wasn't just a
valuable.
way to just go
Yes.
and just kill some time. It really was useful information.
It was useful,
And I
yes.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate everybody who came out and supported. Of course, the mini conference was for faculty and staff right before pizza and pajamas. So we were thinking, hey, hopefully we can entertain and maybe enlighten some minds right before that great event that happened. So we really appreciate. We probably had about, in total, maybe 40, 45 faculty and staff between all the sessions. Some people stayed longer than others, but 45, what I mean is different people that came through. So we really appreciate that. It was a great time. I learned about my own faculty, which was interesting because we did that personality test.
Yes.
And it was a neat thing to know that, oh yeah, this makes sense now that the people I work with operate in this way, and I need to maybe change my communication style some to speak to them a little bit more. And then, of course, Joe did his Getting Wealthy with Joe. That'll be a series in the spring. And then I did Bet on Yourself. And so, again, we'll be doing some mastermind groups around the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell coming up in the
Love
spring.
John Maxwell.
So it'll be great. We felt compelled to give back to the campus, or I should say the community, the college community at large. And so we were just happy that there were a lot of people that came out and supported. That made us feel great. And then the feedback we got from that as well was really good. So that is encouraging. And I think that's something that we all need to do more of with each other, is encourage each other,
It
keep
is.
our spirits
It
up,
is.
because we're all doing
Yes.
great jobs. We're all doing our best to be our best. And we just need to hear that sometimes. So again, thank you. I know from me, on behalf of all the faculty that participated, to everybody, including those folks at this table, thank you so much for being there.
It was
welcome. I
really an
enjoyed.
asset to the college.
Yes, it was really
was.
incredible.
We're going to switch it up. I know on our format for we're going to move Liz up, and
Okay.
because Liz is going to share with us one of her favorite holiday recipes.
Yes.
And after that, we have Dr. Wendi Tostenson joining us. Did y'all know she was joining us on the podcast this morning?
What? She's coming?
She is coming. She's coming.
Oh my gosh.
But for right now, we got
Can't wait.
Lizzie,
All right.
who's
you
going to share
got
one
me.
of her very coveted
You got
holiday
me,
recipes.
girl.
Which one are you willing to part
Well,
with, Lizzie?
you know,
Because you be trying to be all secretive and everything about
Whatever.
about your little dishes.
well, this one.
They are
this
good
one-
though. They are
You
good.
should know about this one. With my family, we love sweet potato pies.
Me too.
And
Can
it
I raise
is
my hand?
right. Yeah.
Let me get ready to take my notes on this. Are you sharing your
love
sweet
it.
potato pie recipe?
Yeah.
What?
I don't mind.
am going to
And
take
you know,
notes on
Darian
this.
wanted me to do like, you have to do a recipe. Well, I don't really cook by recipes, y'all. But
Lord have
I am
mercy.
going
That's how you really
to.
cook.
I wrote everything down. Okay.
Just for
I am
you.
going to share with you what I fix, my ingredients, my way.
Look,
Okay.
look, don't be telling us a dash of this and a splatter of that because do y'all know what a dash and a splatter is? Because
Look,
I don't.
do you want me to do
I'm
this
not-
recipe?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do want you to do the recipe.
Okay. Look.
I'm running off.
Let's get
I'm gonna
started
respect
doing
my
this
elders
recipe,
this
y'all.
morning.
Look, this is how I prepare my sweet potato pies. I wash my sweet potatoes real good, and then I oil them with just a little oil, okay? And then I place them on a baking sheet in a preheated oven at 350, okay? And I do that for 1 hour and maybe a few minutes, okay? Let's say 15 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes.
For
okay?
those who need to be exact and
Yes.
precise.
Be
There we go.
exact and precise, okay? Then, after that, I remove my sweet potatoes from the oven, let them cool a little bit, and once I let them cool, I peel them, okay? Peel them, and I put them in my mixing bowl. And then I use my potato masher to mash them down real good. And this is where I add all my ingredients, okay? And I have 1 stick of butter. It depends on how many pies you want to prepare, okay? I may do 2 to 3 pies. Looking right.
Oh, look, I'm
So you might
Taking
want
notes
to
too
use
now.
a stick and a half, and you're going to melt this
You
butter.
can't do too much
okay?
butter.
And I like to use Lana Lake's butter, but you can use whatever you would like. Okay,
I
whatever
agree.
kind of butter.
I'm a Land
butter you
O'Lakes
would
fan
like.
too, yeah.
I am too, and so that would be a
Oh.
stick and a half.
Question.
Yeah,
Is it salted or unsalted butter?
unsalted.
Okay.
Okay.
It has to be unsalted.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of salt. I don't like the taste really, but my pies are good to me.
They are
and my
good.
family,
I'm with you.
okay? And after I put the butter in, I will get sugar. I get a cup of sugar. Now, I know that might sound a bit much, but it's not. If you're preparing.
Diabetic pie.
Look, y'all, either you can use brown sugar or regular sugar or brown sugar, whichever. But I prefer.
But 1 cup.
Yes, 1 cup. Okay, now after you put that in your mixing bowl with your butter, then you're going to use 1 can of evaporated milk. And I use either Pet or Carnation, whichever one you want to use, but the whole can, okay?
Name brand. Okay.
All
Okay.
right, and once you do that, then you're going to add 3 or 4 eggs, okay?
Lord have mercy. Why is it just not 3 eggs? Or why
Well,
is it just not 4?
It just depends on if you want to make 1 pie, you can cut it down to 2 eggs. But I make 2 or 3 pies, so I might put 5 eggs in there for Richard.
Oh, my
Why are you
That's
trying
just
to make
me.
this? Why are you trying to make
You
this
know,
healthy?
And,
This is a treat.
and
And
I,
not healthy.
Because
It's
I
just
share
I'm
those
not.
pies
I'm
with
not.
you,
I
remember?
don't bake, and so I don't.
She needs the exact number.
I do. I need exact.
well, if
Okay,
you're
so
just
you
gonna
said
make
3 to 4
one,
eggs.
Yeah,
I don't
that
make just one
depends,
pie.
Yeah, and then I would add. Here we go. Not a dash, but 1 teaspoon
I was about to say.
of ground cinnamon. Okay, we're gonna use cinnamon. 1 teaspoon. Okay, and then we're gonna have a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, just sometime. Now me, I dash.
That's right.
I just put it,
It has
in there.
to look
but
right.
I'm gonna do for you a teaspoon. Okay.
Because see, the sweet potatoes are different
And a
sizes.
teaspoon of nutmeg, Dairy.
Miss Derry is about to lunge across this table.
I know. And after you do that,
Camera didn't catch it.
Darian-
I was on a different camera. They
yeah,
didn't see that.
right. Now, after you do that, you're going to mix your ingredients really well. I use a hand mixer. I have a hand mixer I like to use for my sweet potato pie. And I blend all of that, just mix it real well. And once I do that, I pour them in an unbaked pie shell, okay? Now, you can use a regular pie shell, or you can use a deep dish pie shell.
Okay.
About a 9-inch maybe, something like that. We like them like that, okay? Now, once you pour it in there, you place it back in your preheated oven at 350 for an hour. Maybe 15 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. I like mine slightly brown. Just, it's up to you because everything the potatoes are done, so you're not going to cook them, just overcook them again.
Gotcha.
So just put them in the oven, put the pies in the oven for an hour and 15 minutes. Okay? And once you do that, you're going to let them cool. I take them out for cooling down period. Now, this is what I do. I always make extra because I put them in plastic bags, like pint bags or whatever, and I freeze it. This freezes really well.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. I have some from Thanksgiving that I'm going to use for Christmas. In the
Okay.
freezer, I take out, let it unthaw, put it in my pie shells.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really good, you know. And once you take it out, you know, you just cook them just like you would if you just made
Had just
them.
made them right then.
Now, these
Good.
pies are really good.
I
you
know.
For holiday desserts, you know, for your family. And I must say my family loved them.
Yeah, and I do too. I'm extended family.
Yeah.
All right, I can't believe she actually shared her sweet potato pie recipe.
Appreciate this.
Thank you.
But here's the thing:
Liz.
if we try it at home, it will not come
It
out the
won't
way.
taste like
Ron,
hers.
you did, and you did well, remember?
Oh, that
you
one-
sent me pics.
That's right. I did try. I
But
did
you
try
don't.
once,
But you
yeah.
don't know
Ron,
how
you
it
did
tastes.
good. Well, no, I didn't.
You don't know how it
did.
tasted.
It
It
looked
just
the part.
looked.
Well,
it looked like
good.
it.
They look delicious. Yeah.
But it's never going to be the same. I just know that for a fact.
Well,
You know how that is.
You know, I almost
Everybody, we coming to your
thawed
house.
over the weekend and put a pie right here this morning. But then I thought, I'm not going to go through fixing all of that again because I'm so ready to hop on the plane to go somewhere.
That just ain't right. You should have just not even told us that.
I'm going to fix one.
Yes.
I am.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
Lizzie, we thank you for that recipe and we thank you
Yes.
for being a part of the
Well,
podcast
I
this morning.
appreciate you guys,
and I know that
I
our
am
audience did
so
too.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come back.
All
Yes.
right, I will. I thank you all so much and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you too and enjoy that trip.
I will. Take care.
Thank you. So you know, a lot of times I
That's
have to
fine. You
remember,
can lean back. It's
you know, a lot of times we hear about different things that that is happening, you know, around the college. You know, we may get an email saying that usually Danny needs this or she needs that, and it's, you know, SACS related things, and we only know I know a lot of times, especially early on, I only knew SACS from my area, what was required of me or what I was being asked to do. I know that I had to review policies and make sure that I was up to speed with, in my area, with things that were required by SACS. But I don't think that a whole lot of us really may understand the big picture of what SACS is. And I know we've gotten a lot of new people. I mean, when we were at the Christmas party, it was like, gosh, who's that person and who's that person? So we have a lot of new people. And so we are fortunate to have Dr. Wendi Tostenson in the studio this morning, and we're going to have a talk about exactly what SACS is for those who just have no clue. So SACS 101, and then a little intermediate, maybe SACS 102.
So I think SACS, it's SACSCOC, and I even brought it from the website so I can read it so it's specific, so we don't butcher this. It's the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission-Owned Colleges. So it used to be SACS, but now it's SACSCOC because everybody likes to change their name and make it more difficult. And so they are SACSCOC. And that is our accrediting body that allows us, through the Department of Education, to receive federal funding.
Okay, so
to break it down, you, as an institution of higher education, you're required to have a nationally recognized accrediting body through the Department of Education. So the Department of Education says if you would like to receive federal funds, we need to make sure that you are accredited.
And this accreditation governs?
So how we do everything as far as our credit-bearing programs.
Okay.
So for those credit-bearing programs to receive federal funding, we are required by the federal government and the Department of Education to have an accreditation, a nationally recognized one. And there, previously, up until about 4 years ago, because we're in the South, we didn't have a choice. We had to have SACSCOC.
Southern accreditation.
Right. Southern. About 5 years ago, the Department of Education changed their language, and we can have any of the nationally recognized accrediting agencies. There's 5.
Okay.
So you're seeing some people, Florida and North Carolina, have now left the Southern Association, and they are seeking accreditation with other entities. And Texas is discussing it. But regardless, it's the same philosophy, it's the same principle, and we have accreditations with some of our programs. So nursing has ASIN, our process technology has ATME. And those are guidelines to ensure that the program is doing what it says it's doing, the way it's supposed to be doing it, for them to have that accreditation. Well, when you think about the college in total, that's what SACSCOC does for us. And it looks at everything.
Got it.
So it looks at whether we are financially healthy. So if a college is not financially healthy, how can they support faculty and staff? How do you ensure that they're going to be in business for the students? How do they maintain their facilities? So you have colleges that maybe they're doing everything in an amazing way as far as how they teach their students and enroll their students, and all of those processes are great, but they are not safe financially. Well, you can become an institution that is either on a warning, a probation, or sanctioned. So the reason this is so important for us in general is you'll go through the accreditation process, a full scope audit every 10 years. So your 5th year review, so halfway in between, you really send your paperwork in. And they just look at what's on paper, they check the website, they don't call and talk to anybody. If it looks great, you're good.
Okay, that's at the 5 year.
And great, we had a great 5-year review. We had a couple of issues, but really nothing
significant.
Right.
Okay.
No warning or probation. But with your annual review, and we're coming up for our 10-year. We're in the class of 2026, but that really means everything physically on our campus happens in 2025. That's when the visit comes. That's when we have an off-site review, and then we have an on-site review.
That's the big one.
They come, and they're going to talk to everybody, not just a few people. They're going to talk to everybody, and they're going to want to know, are we doing what we say we're doing? So whatever we send to them, whatever we say we do, they're going to check to make sure we do what we say we do.
Okay, so hold on a second. So they're going to come, and when you say talk to you, who's you?
Everybody. It could be a student. It could be somebody in the hallway. It could be Kevin in facilities. It could, they everywhere. They'll go to all of our locations. We also teach at the Ouachita Correctional Center. That's an off-site location for us. They will go there.
Wow.
If we teach more than 50% at a high school, they'll go to that high school.
That is really thorough.
100% thorough. So anybody is fair game, because again, we package this up and we say, hey, this is what we do. So that is what we do, right? So everybody should know what we do.
Right. So what happens if we don't do too well?
So there are different levels. You can either be put on a warning, you can be put on probation, you can get sanctioned, or you can be on the naughty list. And if you're on the naughty list and you don't fix it within 12 months, you learn your ability to receive federal funding.
And federal funding looks like what, in case some of us may not know?
87% of our students receive federal funding, so we would no longer be an institution.
Which means we would no longer have jobs.
Correct. So I think that when we talk about SACSCOC and our accreditation and our processes, it is what drives our institution. It is what keeps us whole and safe. We want to make sure that what we are doing, we're really doing. That's why we're reviewing policies on an annual basis. That's why we're ensuring that the handbook says and does what it should. That's why all handbooks are being reviewed, so everyone is doing and saying the same things, and we know what we're saying and doing. Mm-hmm. This is not an I got you moment, because these are our moments. This is who we are. But we all have to know who we are. It's not just I think that there's a misunderstanding that there's this really small subset of people that'll be in the room.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So there'll be 8 to 10 visitors that come, and they're all peer reviewers, so they're all from other institutions. Nobody will come from Southern Regional Technical College in Georgia, because I worked there, so they can't review me. But that also means anybody else that is in, for example, Danny, who is our SACSCOC liaison, if she had worked out of state at a different college, then that person couldn't come from that college, because it is a peer review. They will not be from Louisiana. They will be from some of the other southern states, probably not North Carolina or Florida, since they're leaving.
Right.
And they're gonna come from community and technical colleges.
Okay.
And so they're going to be as similar to us as possible, but y'all, we're different in Louisiana.
We are.
And so they could be coming from an institution that has 40,000 students at that institution, not 4,000. They could be coming from an urban area that has one large campus and doesn't understand our rural distances and how long it takes to get from Lake Providence to Jonesboro.
Do we get a chance to explain some of those things as they're sifting through information?
Yes. So starting in January, we're going to start writing our narratives. And narratives, there are 79 standards that we have to write to.
Oh, my freaking gosh.
Okay. So it gets even better. So each one of the standards has multiple parts to it, and you have to parse it out and make sure you answer everything in its entirety with documentation. As much as they want to trust us, they want to verify.
I want to know, do they actually read all this?
Yes.
Because I can see this document being 1,000 pages,
So absolutely, there are two reviews. There's an off-site review, and then there's an on-site review. The off-site review committee breaks it down into sections. So, for example, Naomi is on her second off-site review. She's already done one, and she's working with some other colleges, and each time she reviews 3. Clearly, she's working on the financial space, and she's reviewing to see if they're financially healthy.
Yeah.
The peer reviews that I have done, I either worked with the enrollment services area or their academics or their overarching facilities plan. So when a peer reviewer is reviewing it, we're checking to see, okay, this is what they say they do, but how do they document that they're doing it?
Yeah.
So that's why the committee work is so important. That's why a standard agenda, that we have an agenda, is important. That's why minutes are important. What do minutes tell us? Oh, right. See, that's our story. And so if the minutes then say that we're going to do this, then now we can provide the next document that shows that we did that. And so the more you stack your story up and the more you can document it, when they read it and they look at it and it's beautiful, they have less questions. So I think of it this way. You go to somebody's house. The house is super clean. I mean, you walk in and you've never seen a garage that clean before. I mean, it is spotless, okay? And then you walk in the kitchen. I mean, sparkly. Like nothing is out of place.
It's not my house.
Den, I mean, like you can tell, like they dust daily. You don't open the closets because you know the closets are going to look like the rest of the house.
Right. Right.
That's what we want.
Got it.
Last thing is, when they do open a closet and they find something, they can go back for as long as we've been.
Oh my gosh. No year. There's no limitations on the number of years that they can go back.
So when we were initially accredited in 2016, we had multiple findings, 39. It is in the ICC. I would highly recommend that everybody reads it and reads the document and reads why we had those findings. We were on probation, and we almost lost accreditation, and we almost lost our ability to give funding. So
I almost lost my job.
yes, and it was in specific areas: student learning outcomes, programmatic learning outcomes, assessments. That's why we had the professional development on Thursday and Friday. That's why we're bringing someone in to assist us, because if I knew you had a dirty closet and
That's
I'm
where
coming
I'm
back
gonna
to
look
your
first.
house, where am I looking first?
That's it. The ones that were dirty.
Right. So we want to make sure that it is as organized and as perfect as possible.
That makes sense. And if anyone is asked a question about assessments, they've just had training.
And those will be continual. Those are mandatory. And the reason that they're mandatory is simply because we know that's going to be the area that they're, let's look at that.
Wow.
Wow, that explains a lot.
Definitely.
That's deep. That's a lot of work.
It is. And don't worry, everybody at this table will get an opportunity to work on a narrative, because
I was
y'all
worried about that.
I mean, I've done it from my area, but understanding the big picture is a whole other story. And then understanding why, because, it sounds like it almost serves like an insurance policy even for employees and students, because when we know they tell us what should be, And as long as we are doing what should be, it provides the security for us to keep operating.
And we're the ones who say what we do. SACS does not tell us how we publicize our programs. We tell them how we do it. But that's how we have to do it. So they're going to review our website to ensure that everything on the website is how we say it's going to be on the website. They are going to look at our marketing materials, and their narrative that you write has to match up to the marketing materials that we send out, because we'll have to use those as examples. Our academic programs will write to how they advertise and enroll and ensure retention and graduation rates.
Yeah.
And then guess what they're going to look at?
They're going to look
They're
at
going to
that.
look at the programmatic reviews and see if that's what we're doing.
Put the camera over there. Wow.
All right.
So I think it's one of those opportunities for us to tell our story in such a beautiful way. Everybody will get a part, and everybody will be a part of the visit. So when they come on site, it'll be like a family reunion.
Very detailed family reunion.
Well, what we're hoping is that the off-site committee has no findings, and they have it all polished and ready. So the on-site committee is just coming to find out what crawfish are like, and I'm thinking we do like a big crawfish boil for them, and have some jambalaya, and just like love them with some Louisiana food and fun.
Yep.
But we look at the list of the things that are always picked out immediately. So 90% of schools have a finding with faculty credentials.
Oh, yeah.
90%. Okay. So if we can go ahead and have that fixed,
Done.
and they don't have any questions, and that's what most schools get cited for, then what happens? They're like, oh, they got this.
Right.
So
Let's
you
go
can
out to eat, you know.
Right. Second is assessments. So there's these I got you categories like everybody falls into. So if we can make those beautiful, and if that's what everybody else gets dinged on and we don't get dinged, they're like, oh, they're good.
Yeah,
So-
we're getting ahead.
I have a question now. So in reviewing the literature in the past and seeing where we've come since then, what areas stand out as excellent? Do we have any that are like, we're feeling good about this?
So financials are amazing. The space that we are in today compared to where we were, wonderful. We have done an amazing job of ensuring that we've been good stewards of our money, that we're not overspending. We talk about this all the time, ensuring that we have the capacity to expand programs, the capacity to hire more people, because that's something that SACSCOC looks at. Can you maintain that payroll? Can you maintain your facilities? Facilities, we have opportunities for improvement on some of our campuses. Yes, but finance, we have done an amazing job. I also think overall, like our policy review that we've put in place, where we're looking at all policies on a yearly basis, and it's a rotating yearly basis, that's really strong. The committee structure that we have in place now, that really shows that we have shared governance and everybody has a voice. The fact that we have...
Can I just say something about that real quick? Yeah, I just got my reminder about reviewing a policy, which is good because I did find something in there that needed to be updated, so that was great. The committee structure. I thought it was a genius idea to do the committees the way that, to do committees, because it brings everybody to the table. First time out the door to do it, we're going to have some bumps and scrapes because it's different going from theory to implementation. It is a difference. And there's a gap in between, but the idea behind it is so solid. And I know that some were frustrated in the execution and all of that, and that's fine. because we all can admit, yes, we got some tweaks that we need to do. But I don't want it lost in the big scheme of things how valuable it is to have a seat at one of the tables, and the things that the opportunities that you have in learning how the whole organization operates. And you don't have to sit on the same committee
Right.
every year. You can.
So committee service will be 3 years, and then you'll rotate off. But the intention behind committee work, and just an FYI, SACSCOC requires committees. We should have always been doing this structure, so this is we're getting some of our things in order.
I didn't know that. I just thought that it was just a great idea.
Well, it was a great idea. We'll say that. But the real part behind this is Ryan's going to serve on a committee for 3 years, and then he's going to move to a different committee. But he's going to take all the knowledge that he learned in that one space to his next space, and then to his next space, which may or may not be pieces that he would normally serve in his role at the institution. So now, after 3 cycles, Ryan knows everything he does in his role, but he's now starting to see all the other building blocks and the pieces of the institution, which makes you a stronger employee, gives you opportunity to make suggestions because now you see how things are fitting together in a different space, and it gives everybody a different voice.
Yeah.
And a better understanding of maybe why they're no's. So, for example, Ed Hall asked me why we couldn't rotate between the ATC, Community Auditorium, and West Monroe for convocation. I said, well, because the fire marshal says we can only do it in West Monroe because we have too many people for the ATC auditorium. And he's now on that committee, and he's working on convocation. And so now, instead of there being that frustration, I don't understand why we can't rotate between the two. He has the information. He shares it to the committee. Now the committee can share it to everybody else. And it's not, you don't have just one holder of information. Now you have, everybody has the information because it's our college.
Yeah.
It's our college.
Yeah. And it's a little clumsy at first because we're all trying to find our way in working through it. But I think that once we have a couple of years of this under our belt, that it'll be a smoother process, of one that can be appreciated a little bit more.
And I think the real intention of committee work, the real intention is if your leadership changes, the college's direction doesn't.
Exactly.
The committee work continues. The ownership of the institution is with all the employees. And if you have change, and we've had change, that change doesn't impact the direction of the college.
Yep.
It's solid, and it's driving the college. And so when a new leader comes in, their job is to enhance those activities, not to shift them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's really a sign of a good leader, is when you cannot be present and things are still able to keep moving, and it's not disrupted or halted because of your lack of presence. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Wendi, for being able to make some time for us in your schedule this morning, and for being able to share with our audience. I think that was some really valuable information that you may not just come in or have access to or come in contact with, especially for our newbies who are new to the institution and who may not have come from higher ed.
So the fact that the segment is over, it's wrapping up, that means that we get to have you come back again, because we need to talk some workforce. You're over a lot of things at the college, but we definitely want to hear what's happening in workforce. We're excited about
we have so much. It is amazing.
Yeah, and we do.
And before you go, show your mug to the camera.
Okay.
Let's do mugs real quick
and
since she brought one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this. This is, where's it at?
Middle.
Okay, so here's nice.
There we go.
And then if we don't get accreditation, we don't want to be on the naughty list. We're just going to say we're going to be on the nice list, right?
There we go.
That's right.
And for my mug, I want to give a shout out to whoever my secret Santa is.
That is adorable.
Because they paid attention to my the last podcast where I said I liked mugs that are shaped like other things.
I love that.
So you rock, whoever you are. Thank
And
you.
it's like
And
a
it matches.
dual mug because it's
Yes.
a Christmas tree and it has an animal face. So, I mean,
Exactly.
it's really almost two things, not one thing.
And I love
And
that.
then really three things because it's a mug.
The duality.
Yes.
I just can't
Maybe
get over
it's triality.
That was
Got new words on the show.
it. I love it. All right.
and
tell us
it,
about
it matches
mug.
your headband.
Yes, absolutely festive.
You are absolutely festive. You know, I grabbed this morning because I drink out of this at home, you know, my hot chocolate and my tea. And, well, first of all, I just love the color. I mean, because that color is just so rich. And then, you know, it has pictures of, like, alpines and, you know, something on, you know, it looks wintry. But, you know, honestly, I couldn't remember where in the world I got it. But it says...
You're just a mug collector.
I know. I got it free from somewhere because I know I didn't buy this.
Love free stuff.
And look, it says little brownie on the back, y'all. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I got it free
Did
from
it come
somewhere.
in your Girl Scout cookies?
It might have. Well, because it says lemon chalet creams, but I don't know. I don't think that that's Girl Scouts, and I should know because I came from Girl Scouts too.
Well, it has
Listen.
snowflakes on it, so it's also festive.
It is, and but mostly I love the color and I love the size of it. You know, it's perfect to me. I can load a lot of whipped cream for my hot chocolate, and it's a good
And
cup of tea.
sprinkles.
Yep.
Yes,
You gotta have
and
sprinkles.
all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Did you see that hot chocolate bar at the holiday party?
Yes.
Oh my God,
That was mean.
oh my God,
Did you not
it was
partake?
wonderful.
My fat jeans don't fit right now, so no, I did not.
It was wonderful, Ryan. But you have your
It's okay, nothing big. Hey, it's LDCC, and
Hey.
we got a
Love the spirit.
graduation just
Yes.
happened.
Yep.
Yes.
Another graduation tonight.
Tonight.
ATC, it's going to be the Adult Basic Education or the Center for Adult Development graduation. So we're just LDCC festive today.
Hey,
Yes.
we're all, LDCC spirit is high in the place.
Y'all are awesome.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Tostenson. All right, so look, we have, you know, Dr. Tostenson had the mug, the naughty and nice mug. And that really is a great segue because we have another very special guest in the studio.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I hear something.
I do too.
Wow.
Well,
Do y'all
what
hear
to
that?
my wondering eyes should appear.
Oh my
It's him. It's you. Oh my goodness.
I'm so starstruck.
Good morning.
I know.
Girls and boys.
Come a little closer. Wow.
Good morning, girls and boys. I've been hearing so much about this naughty list. I hope I have no one on that naughty list because I've heard so much about it.
Well,
Whoa.
I got a list of names. I just wanted to check out with you and
Okay,
see
let's
just
make
so
sure,
that
'cause
I can
got
know.
a list and I'm counting it twice.
Santa,
Is
wait,
Ryan
Santa.
on the naughty list?
Santa, wait, just before you say that, before you give your answer. You're so tall. I didn't realize you were that
You never
that
knew
tall.
that.
I mean, you're so tall that the cameras aren't. They're getting you, but but on some shots you're a little bit.
There we go.
See,
So-
that tells me you were a good boy. When I came down the chimney, you're in the bed sleeping, thinking about those nice gifts you're gonna get in the morning. You've never seen me in person.
I'm telling you,
But I'm
It's
tall.
it's so good to finally meet you. There were many a sleepless nights, but yes, I tried to keep my eyes
Keep those
closed
eyes closed.
because I
You
didn't
were
want to
not
spoil
on
it.
that- You didn't want to get that spoil, get that
So-
lump of coal.
Ryan, naughty or nice? What would you say?
I tell you, sometimes I have, conflicting views about it. But in the end, he ends up being a nice one. I think he may get something. He won't get that lump of coal.
Anything but the lump of coal, Santa, please.
So what about, let's see, what about Lori McGuffey? Is she on the nice or the naughty list?
I think we're going to put her on one nice. She's been a very nice young lady, and she's did everything that we need her to do, and she does everything in a nice and That smile is just so beautiful. So
I'm
I think
telling
we're going to keep her on the nice list.
All right, I gotta find
I
some naughty
agree.
folks.
I
So
don't know. This Louisiana
every-
Delta place has, when I landed that sleigh on the roof, I tell you, we have some great people around here.
we do.
I want to know about this one.
Yep.
I know.
Darian,
What about this? Oh, Darian, let's see.
you gotta check your list.
Gotta look at his list. I don't know if she made
I
the
don't
list.
see it. I don't see it. Oh, there she is. She's
There
on
we
the
go.
nice list.
I was about to say,
I think
I
she's a
can't
late
believe this.
edition.
Who
So,
did you pay to get on the nice list?
hey, those Russian good deeds right there at the last minute. So, Santa, for those people who may not have made the nice list, do they still have time
They
before?
They do.
So, what should they just do? Like a lot of good
They
deeds,
should
be
do a lot
very
of good
kind.
things, be very kind, help out the sick, help out the needy. We have time. And be very nice and share that loving spirit of the Christmas season.
They need to watch the morning blend more too.
Yes,
Like
that-
Yes.
increase
yeah.
the viewership. I
That's
think.
a
Yes.
requirement.
That's a great
Yeah.
requirement. You need to be here
Yes,
and
because
watch
we
it.
give lots of motivation.
That motivation to get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
And it'll
So,
keep you nice.
so
Niceness.
Santa, I know that we have a couple of people, because you mentioned about all the nice people at LDCC. I know a couple of people that you could really help out this Christmas season. I know you know all things. So this is just a reminder to you, a gentle reminder, and information for our LDCC family. We have 2 instructors who teach here at LDCC who are also authors of books.
Okay.
Now,
Tell us about it.
yeah, so one of them, Mike Harrell, and I like to pick this up on camera. Mike Harrell, this is one of the books that he's written. It's Animals of the Louisiana Bayou. And you can purchase this book
Oh, wow.
off of Amazon, or you can ask Santa.
Spiders.
Santa might just bring it to you.
Santa might
you
just
know?
bring it to
I'm
you.
still making that list.
If you're,
Put it on
if you're
there.
good. Yeah, but see, it's very nicely done. And my grandsons go crazy over this stuff because, they're boys and they really do like all of this stuff. Although my 4-year-old granddaughter is also a big fan of animals and finds this intriguing. So
I have a question. So, did I hear correctly that there are QR codes associated? I don't know
Yes.
if we need to put that up now or later. Or
yes.
What,
So Mike actually has several books that are out. The one that I showed you just now is a part of his Wildlife of North America collection. 15 books in that collection. They range from $19.95 to $31, a little bit over $31. And you can scan that QR code right there off your screen if you're interested in that. He also has a set of 5 books. It's a 5-book set that's geared towards kids. It's the kids' educational book, and it covers anatomy, anatomy and biology. So so check those out too.
wow. We have
And-
some talent here at LDCC.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but check this out. He also has a 23-book series.
Ooh, he's
Hold
been
on, hold
busy.
on.
Hey, I don't think my else has seen that yet.
Hey,
I don't think
look.
that's made it to the North Pole yet.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
telling
goodness.
you. And this is the chapter series for human anatomy and physiology. So
Wow.
if you have a
Amazing.
student in your family that could benefit from
sure
these
would.
additional aids, hey, that's the gift to get.
sure
And so you see the QR codes for that one too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so so that's Mike Harrell, and like I said, that the sample that I just showed you, that is actually one of his books. Now, the other instructor, Ricky Pittman, he's one of our English teachers, English instructors. Now, I purchased this book from Ricky it's 2 years ago, actually. I think it was 2 years ago. Santa, you were here for
I
that.
was here.
You came and paid us a visit
I sure
that year.
did. That was one of the times I got a chance to visit with you, and I said, I'm going to have to keep coming back to this place.
Yeah.
Got some great people.
Yeah,
Too
you gotta-
naughty, but a lot of nice people.
And you got a chance to talk with Ricky
I
Pittman
sure
too.
did.
But yeah, so this is his Louisiana Night Before Christmas book, and I got a chance to read this
Look
to
at
my
that.
grandkids. Yeah, the last couple of years, and it's really, really cool. Ricky even autographed it for me.
Beautifully
But
illustrated.
yeah, so yeah, actually, that's one of my notes in there. I actually,
Got those notes in there.
yeah, I do have notes all through there. But I was trying to find a page where I didn't have notes in there.
And it
But
seems like he's written quite a number of books as well.
well, Ricky, yeah, see the illustrations in there.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so this is really nice, and it's available, I believe, on Amazon, and Ricky's books are available through a couple of different publishing companies. He wrote a mystery book.
Did he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
He wrote a mystery book called Blood Diamonds of the Lost Bazaar. And it got, on Amazon, it got pretty high ratings. It's like 4.7 out of 5 stars. So check that one out, too.
Ricky needs to stay on the good list. He's a good young boy.
Yeah, it's running about
He's doing some great things.
$17.99 a copy for a paperback, so that's pretty good. But Ricky also has a host of other books, the Cajun ABCs and the Rio Grande Valley ABCs and the Louisiana Night Before Christmas. So we have that graphic up. If you are interested in any of Ricky's books, you can reach out to him directly. We put his number there on the screen for you. Or you can check out Pelican Publishing or Arcadia Publishing, and also on Amazon for his books.
I tell you, I'll have to pull some of those books and take them back to the North Pole so the elves can put them in those good gift sacks for the kids. They're going to love all that. Those are some good books, I believe.
So Santa, do you think we'll have snow this year for Christmas?
I tell you, I have been trying to predict it for you. I think it's not going to be a good chance this year. I hate to tell you. But, we here in Louisiana, we're used to it. We get too much snow, we'll be on right where we can't even move around, and the kids won't be able to go out and play on their new bikes. So maybe that's not the best thing.
Oh, well,
But it's
I
so
guess
cold. We wanted a reward for all this
I know
chilly
we
weather
gotta
that
have
you're bringing in.
all this cold and ice that comes through in the morning.
So since we're not having snow on Christmas, I guess maybe the best next thing is, what about like January 2nd, 3rd?
Right. I think I know a lot of rain. What happens during that time? Isn't that when you guys go back to work? No.
Wait a minute. What happened to Christmas cheer?
Christmas will be over.
Oh. Do you turn into the Grinch after Christmas? Oh. Santa.
I gotta go back to the North Pole and recuperate.
Yes, of course.
That's funny. So that takes us right into our Monday motivation. So if you have not been your very best all year round, you still, I have it on good authority, that you still have a little bit of time to work in some good deeds to make it on that nice list. Yes.
Just a little time.
Just a little time. Last week's motivation was to think about discipline and practice some discipline through the holidays. This Monday, I want to bring back to your mind about patience, understanding. Be a joy bringer, not a joy sucker this holiday season. Don't suck the fun and the joy, but bring cheer, bring holiday spirit, and be a uniter. Find spaces where there could be potential tension, potential irritations, and be the one who brings the light and cheer. Remember, this is a season for giving, so some of that requires giving of ourselves. And when we give of ourselves, it isn't always convenient, it isn't always easy, but likely it's always needed.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's very much needed.
Amen. All right. Anything else, y'all?
I think Cameron's ready to take us out with that wonderful theme music.
So, Cameron, take it away.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.